Hi, welcome to Smack Talk. This week I have
Noah,
Christina,
Deja,
Jacob,
and I'm Ryan, in case you didn't figure that out. This time we're talking about virtual reality. It's not a new industry, but it's still
growing.
not prolific, I guess.
Yeah.
Growing, yes. My first question is, will virtual reality make games more addicting? Or not, I guess, is the other option. We'll start with you, Noah.
I think it will if we as a human race can get more coordinated, because last time I tried it, I kind of hit everything else down. So,
Oh, you Ryan into things?
yeah,
Nice.
I Ryan into things. Ryan.
You Ryan into things?
Yeah, I was like,
Good.
yes, and know what you were running into things because you weren't supposed to walk.
oh, well, okay, we need to be more informed then. That's another problem. I was informed.
I'm just picturing you
Controls,
not
obviously.
I'm
seeing
just
there
there
like-
in the office. He has the Oculus Rift
One at a
on and
time.
he's walking around.
Uno at a
I'm the more
tiempo.
important.
That's
was
temperature,
that
isn't
was
it? Oh, I tried.
so close.
So, good. Did you enjoy it?
Yes, I did not enjoy the floor, but I did enjoy it. When I fell.
But would you see that being more
Yes, I
more
would.
enjoyable than a normal experience?
Yeah.
Okay. How
Prefer
about
to
you?
take
Have you ever
control
done virtual
Yes,
reality?
I've done virtual reality.
Sounds like a
I
drug.
think you could definitely get, yeah, I know, right? It
I've
can
done
get pretty
virtual
addictive, couldn't it? I mean, just like putting on something, just exiting the world. Oh yeah, I'm in my own little world. I think I don't know if you guys know the anime Sword Art Online, but it makes a
Yes.
really good point of
that?
how,
Yes.
oh, what is it? So basically just an anime that's going on virtual reality, except people legitimately get stuck in it. But it's connected to, your brain, your neurons. So if you take off the
Terrifying.
helmet forcefully, people die. All the point they were trying to make was it can become so extreme that your whole body can be engulfed in a virtual reality, and this could possibly be harmful because when they have so much control over you, that could obviously not lead to a good thing.
Did they get a second season?
Yeah, and they made a second season.
It was a bad season. It was a bad season, but it was a season.
It was
bad
Don't
anime.
derail.
So-
don't derail her conversation.
So I feel like, yes, it could get very addictive because it's just you're exiting the real world, and the next thing you know, you haven't been eating, you haven't been drinking, and I mean, come on.
I
Is
think
it
that's
now?
a self-control problem, not a virtual
No.
reality problem.
You've been too busy slowly dying away.
It's only dying away because you're having too much fun.
Okay.
It's just like League of
have you ever
Legends.
done virtual reality stuff?
no, but
No.
I can see the pros
You
and
see the
cons
appeal?
being doing it.
Okay. Just you can see them. Would you like to share with us what you
It's
see?
like, well, danger of hurting oneself and that whole break from
Totally,
reality
like,
could
amazing.
be a real possibility. If you're that immersed into a game, you might, the blur between what's real and what's not might start to blur a little.
We'll get to that in a second. But what are the pros then?
I think it could be very therapeutic.
Therapeutic. How so?
I mean, people who suffer from PTSD,
Okay.
I think that'd be a good way to
A
help
little
them.
escape for a little bit. Okay. Have you ever?
I have.
Yeah.
I used the one in the lab here, actually.
Okay. And
It's-
how'd you feel about it?
Loved it, actually.
Mhm.
I thought it was really immersive. I thought it was a new step to gaming altogether. New step.
That's one of my thoughts. Is I guess the first genuinely new thing to hit the mass market in a while now.
Now, the only thing we need to understand is what not to do. Noah, you're a prime example of what not to
Okay.
do.
There was a fireball and there was a ball of water. I thought if I moved forward, I could light myself on fire, so I was gonna run. But you see, there was a cord there.
You also
there.
thought when you stuck your hand all the way out and hit the monitor almost off the.
We do not speak of these things.
Okay. All right.
I was hitting
To
the
protect
enemy.
his
Idiocy.
dignity,
His
I
existence.
guess.
Dignity.
We'll move on
if that's
to
what you wanna call it.
kind of what you were saying, like the
still
realism
hurts.
aspect. Our next question is: will artsy/cartoony graphics work in visual or virtual reality games, or do we need to strive for a super photorealistic environment to immerse yourself in? Immersion, that's what you were talking about. We'll start with not Noah. You're not Noah.
I'm not Noah. You're not Noah either. She's not Noah. She's not Noah.
Who wants to go first?
I'm not Noah.
Or
I'll
I'll
go first. I don't
Okay.
care. Now, I think it'd be fun to do either or, a cartoony or photorealistic. If I had to make a choice, though, if you really want, it's depending on if you really want to go for immersion or just plain entertainment altogether. If you want to go for real immersion into a game, then you're going to go photorealistic, obviously. But if you're going for just entertainment for laughs and giggles and all that, of course you're going to go with cartoony stuff.
Okay. So it's a case-by-case kind of thing for you?
It is. For me, it is.
From somebody that hasn't experienced it,
I guess.
how can you imagine it being?
Well, I like cartoons, so I guess I go more toward the cartoon side of everything.
Okay.
And photorealistic. I mean, I can get a photorealistic by just taking a photo of something real.
That does bring up a good point. They've got those 360-degree pictures and videos. Those are as photorealistic as you can get, actually. But I've played both the realistic and the cartoony ones in the Oculus Rift, and I found them equally immersive. You just get kind of involved in that world.
Pixelated. You know, just
what?
pixelated, you know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, not even that. It's just, I mean, where you look, your character looks. Where your hand is, your character's hand is. It feels like,
It's a cord.
I mean, obviously you're still gonna run into things if you run around like an idiot, but I mean, it does kind of feel like you're there. It feels like, it's very immersive either way. So I don't care on the style.
Very immersive.
I think, again, it's a case by case. Either one is fine. But how do you feel?
I feel like if you're gonna go realistic, where is the line drawn between augmented reality and then virtual reality? So I mean, like, if you're gonna have a realistic setting, why not just make it augmented? And then if it's cartoony, I mean, yeah, go ahead. I mean, it's gonna be like its own little world. You'll be somewhere like completely different from reality. That is just going into a completely different world.
Well, I mean,
That's kind of what you're doing when you go into virtual reality.
with photorealism, like you could say The Witcher 3 is photorealistic, but that's not a place you can go.
No.
So that's, we're talking about like, transport me to the world of Lord of the Rings or whatever.
Yeah.
That should be a photorealistic environment, not a cartoony one, in my opinion.
Okay.
But a cartoony one, like, have you guys played Wind Waker, The Legend of Zelda?
Yes.
Love it.
Yes.
It's a very cell-shaded, cartoony style, and that with the Oculus Rift would be
That'd be
That'd
fun.
be nice.
That would be very fun.
stupidly addicting. But so you think it should be more cartoony, or?
I think more cartoony. I would
Okay.
enjoy that.
Okay. And then how do you feel when you're not hitting people and things?
Well, that's
he's hitting
actually a point I
monitors.
was going to make. That is where you draw the line between virtual and real, because you don't really hit the thing in the virtual reality. You just kind of pass through it or get blocked.
Yeah.
In real life, you know, you trip over the court. You really feel it. But aside from my obvious pain and continuing pain from the embarrassment of failing with an Oculus Rift, the easiest. Okay, debatable. Anyway, I think it could be both, because you can get photorealism. You can, you know, get like, say for instance, like a horror story. You're walking through a mall, photorealistic, and then something comes out at you. You're on the run for your life. You have the controller in your hand, something like that. Or you could do the cartoony, like how you said, Wind Waker, and you could just stand there chopping at something, for hours. You know, just like that.
Hours.
That doesn't get old fast at all.
Okay.
At all.
I agree. A lot of games for the Oculus or the Hive or what the virtual reality are, actually almost all of them are from the first-person perspective. Do you think it would work in a different perspective? Like, would it be playable? How would it work? Any thoughts?
Yes.
Somebody raise your hand.
So,
Okay.
I think it could work in a third-person perspective. You know, just like how for some game creating programs, how usually if you want to like delve in, you can go in as like, say for instance, like an orb, viewing it from a third-person perspective. You could do that. So like view the lives of people, view events happening. You just move around. You know, go up, down, left, right, forward, backwards.
It's still kind of a first person, but
Yeah.
away from the main character. So you're
Yeah.
still like looking around and
So
you're just seeing more.
Yeah.
So that would work.
yeah.
I feel like I'd be playing The Sims.
I was going to say
Like
that,
that,
but
yeah.
then you just kind of
and
stole
then,
it from
and then
me.
I
Yeah,
feel like I'd
I
be
see
playing
it.
Minecraft except just third person.
I don't like the idea.
I don't
of-
like that.
I don't like the idea of
either.
using an Oculus Rift from the third person's perspective, to be honest. It's supposed to be more immersive as you, as the main character, the person.
Mm-hmm.
You got to see it through the eyes of the person. If you're seeing it from a third person perspective, you might as well just be playing Sims.
Yeah,
To be- well,
that's kind of what I thought.
Or you might as well be playing Civ.
Yeah.
Civilization.
But I could see it working for a game like that, where you just need to look around the landscape and see like get a general feel of what's going
But is
on.
that
Well,
direction
then
they
it
should go
really
for?
doesn't. It really
That's
doesn't have
my
a point
question.
to
Or you
having
could
the
play
Oculus
God.
Rift. With
Yeah.
with games with the Oculus Rift, name a game for the Oculus Rift. Name any game. Any game that works.
Elite Dangerous is a good one.
Elite Dangerous.
It's
Yeah.
not for the Oculus Rift, but it works with it.
We were playing that on the Oculus Rift the other day. That is a first-person thing. You feel immersed. We were putting it on. We were amazed by the looking around. You'd look to the left side of the ship, and a menu would pop up. You can't feel that kind of immersion when you're playing it in third person. I just don't
So
believe
you don't
that's,
feel like you're just there.
you don't feel like you're in the
Okay.
game like you should with an Oculus. That was the whole point of creating it.
So you feel that way?
I agree with him. It kind of defeats the purpose.
Okay. And then you said same thing.
Yeah.
And you said.
I think third person is a great idea.
Thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and argue that third person would work wonderfully, especially for Elite Dangerous, where you're outside of the
The ship?
ship, so you can see who's behind you, who's it's
like
th-
playing
all
God.
over the place. You can see everything. Without your ship, you're still controlling it. You're still flying around, but you're looking all around trying to find bad guys. Where if you're just in the cockpit, all you can see is menus everywhere, just dozens of menus. So I think it would work very well. So
Yeah.
thank you, Noah, for
Being the voice
amusing
of
me with your
reason.
inability to use the thing, but also
I
being
know.
correct.
But you know,
He
I
amused
just
me.
what
can't
doesn't
visualize
kill
how that
you,
would work.
what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So
What were you saying?
I just
Sorry.
can't visualize how that would work. Like if it's like around your eyes, I feel like it'd be kind of.
I feel like you'd be playing a mobile game,
Mhm.
like literally just like, oh, here's my town, click, 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 click. Like,
Yeah.
except the Oculus Rift.
Well, I
Ooh.
mean, yeah, I think it should be
It feels-
paired, actually.
They have
Yeah.
like virtual reality thing for the phones.
Oh my goodness.
Augmented
That
reality.
sounds
are you
dangerous.
serious?
Oh, they also do have virtual reality.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Google
Oh.
cardboard things.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
New
they
tech.
have those for the phones. They're
Yeah.
actually a lot cheaper.
Like
But
$35.
they think about playing a mobile game with that, like say Clash of Clans.
Oh.
That's what it would feel like playing any kind of.
That's what you
Mobile
think it would feel like with a
transactions.
third person
Yeah,
perspective? Okay.
I
Yeah.
feel like you had a little tension when I said Clash of Clans. What was that about?
It's a great game.
Let's not get off topic. Stop trying to derail the show.
No, I kinda
Stop
wanna
it.
know.
Sit. Stay. That's really all we have time
I
for,
swear to
actually.
God.
It's just that we're done. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Also, David, what the heck were you trying to say to me? Space?
Hate you.
I got there. See, I didn't even know what you were talking about, and I got it.
I was gonna go more along the line. You can
I-
play God.